Hello, and welcome to the Master Your Midlife Men's Group Coaching Challenge. I'm super glad to have you here and looking forward to sharing time with you over the next 7 days. So you should have your group workbook here to do this work. It was part of the email sequence that you were subjected to. Hopefully you got that. If not, I'll put the link in the chat right now so you can have a look at that, download it. Ideally, you'll have printed it off, but if that's not the case, that's okay. You will need, however, something to take notes over the upcoming days if you choose not to download and print the workbook. You can even open the workbook, just as a virtual document and then use the questions as a reference for writing out your responses. So what do we have in store for the next few days? We are going to be looking at this idea of reclaiming clarity and confidence. So in midlife, these can be things that are compromised. We can feel a little bit disconnected from clarity and confidence. We're going to explore key midlife challenges. So these are some of the challenges that you all have shared with me over the years, and some of you will have experienced some of these, maybe all of them. We will see. And there may be others that come up as well along the way. We're going to be looking at simple and powerful tools that can really be a catalyst. They can kickstart some change for you at this stage, and so that the next months, weeks, years ahead will be even more content, more fulfillment, more joy, and really a sense of thriving and becoming your true and best self. This is the time of life to do that. Build connection and community. So we'll have an opportunity by way of our community forum to meet each other, and in these live sessions to share with each other and learn from each other, which is always powerful. And then, of course, we want to have some momentum here. We want to be moving forward with a sense of moving in a new direction, building some momentum to the next bits of your life and whatever that's going to look like, and having a little bit of a clear step forward, a clear strategy, if you will, to move yourself to those next steps. So in total, these 7 days are about action, connection, and clarity. And it's really a starting point to the next stage. All right, so today is day 1, and the theme we're addressing here is feeling stuck, feeling that sense of drifting. When we begin to explore this idea of being stuck, we can look at the feelings of how your days become sort of blurred together. It's kind of like you're going through life living on autopilot. It can be a little bit distressing and unnerving when we start to bring our awareness to it. So what does it look like? There's a certain degree of lacking of excitement and direction. When this occurs, we can feel, again, like there's an aimlessness, that one day looks like the next. It can feel like Groundhog's Day, where we're living the same days and experiences over and over and over again. And it can look like we're in a waiting mode. We're in a little bit of a holding mode, that we're kind of stuck in this place. Well, it's inertia. Again, that can feel really cage-like we're trapped in some respects, but only when we wake up to it, because a lot of us will just end up going through this stage and feeling a little bit miserable, not really registering why, and looking at all these externalities in terms of, well, why is that happening, and what out there is causing that, instead of looking within and trying to determine from within what's going on. So, and then there's this more existential component to it, where we kind of start asking that question, is this all there is? Am I missing something? I thought that at this stage in my life, there'd be so much more that I would be feeling enlivened by, or even grateful for in those respects. I want you to understand, though, that when you hit this point, or you're in this stage, that we don't need to, nor should we, perceive this as a failure. It is a sign. It is a signal for us to begin the journey of looking deeper, to recognize that there's a part of us that's looking to be tapped into, to be heard, to be seen. And I think of it as the soul kind of taps us on the shoulder and says, wake up. This isn't all there is to this journey. You've got a lot more to connect to engage in, to do. And this is your chance. And the sad, unfortunate thing is a lot of men won't take it. A lot of people won't take it, but men in particular, we're talking about, won't take that opportunity for a whole host of reasons. But that's not you, because you're here. So the truth about the midlife drift is we get into thinking mode. Like, men are really, really good about using the left brain, using all of these analytical kind of thought processes, this reductive kind of stuff, because we think that the more we think about things, we're going to get our answers. It's like thinking, and more thinking to sort of resolve the thinking. But it does become a bit of a spiraling downward kind of vortex that we find ourselves in, and a bit of a trap as well. So perhaps we need to get out of thinking mode, and we need to have some different experiences. What I've noticed with certain men's groups and men's communities, they start to embrace and adopt a lot of labels and sort of archetypes and things like that, like the warrior and doing the shadow work and all that, which is all well and good. But in many ways, it's more thinking process, analyzing, putting labels, boxes, all of that stuff. I'm not convinced that that's the way forward. So we're going to explore some different ways of moving forward. But it does come from conscious action. Now, thinking, of course, is one level of consciousness, but there's a different level of consciousness, a higher level of consciousness that we actually need to be tapping into here. And that's what we're going to do as we move forward. We're going to start that process anyway and see where it takes us. So we're going to start with an activity. And this is an activity that I really, really love. It's near and dear to my heart. You may find this a little bit woo-woo or a little bit out there, but I'm going to ask you just to suspend that stuff and give yourself the grace to do this work. So we're going to take a few moments to do a little bit of a guided visualization, meditation, if you will, of your future and who you're becoming, what you're becoming. But we want to do that from a place of suspending some of our preconceived ideas. So when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to just sit comfortably in your chair and to close your eyes. Sitting tall, resting comfortably in your chair, feet firmly planted on the floor. That's your anchoring. Your feet on the floor, your seat in your chair. Just feel grounded and anchored. And I'm going to invite you to take a few deeper breaths. And you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth if that feels best. Just inhaling and exhaling, just using this breath to get present in your body. Feel that rich inflow and outflow of breath. Nice. Maybe with each exhalation, a sense of letting go, of softening a little bit, letting go of some of your habitual tension, holding and gripping. And those inhalations are energies of revitalization, of building clarity, of building vitality. That's great. Let's continue with the breath, but let's visualize a little bit of how the breath is moving. So I'd like you to see the breath coming in and filling your chest. Chest is nice and rich and full. And then maybe just a little pause for a second or two, and then exhale the breath back out. So we inhale, just hold and let the chest expand a little bit, and then exhale. Try that a few more times. Inhaling, just a soft little suspension of the breath, and then exhale. Just bringing your awareness to that center of your chest. Inhale. Little pause, hold, and then exhale. Beautiful. Now, keep your awareness in the chest and just feel some of the energy in there. Maybe that's the first time you've breathed that way, especially with some little retentions, focusing on the chest. Your awareness is dropped there, right into the middle of the chest. And then what I'd like you to do is visualize a beam, a really sharp, precise beam of light from your chest out, pointing out in front of you, way, way, way far out in front of you. So this beam of light actually goes through the center of your body. It goes out behind you as well, but out in front. So this beam of light going right through you. We're focusing on the beam that's out front because that's your future. And we're just going to do a little tour there. So sensing, and if you're not a visual person, that's okay. Just know that we're heading out into the future in front of us. Ideally, connecting to this amazing, intense beam of light that's shooting out into the future. And then just think of yourself, your soul self, this part of yourself that's your higher being. Visualize what that is, some version of you. And then we want to see that version of you moving out on this beam of light. So like it's taking a journey. So this soul you, this part of you, this higher aspect of your being, is gently making its way out on this beam of light. It's just floating out there, heading into the future. You just feel it moving there. There's a lot of darkness. It's a lot of just clear, black emptiness, if you will, and this beam of light that you're floating on. You just keep going. You just keep going into the future. It can feel a little bit weird because you're not familiar with this, especially it's so empty. It feels so spacious and weird, maybe a little bit even scary, but it's not, because it's just a big opening, a big spacious opening. And as you continue to move outward on this beam of light, at some point you'll notice there's something up ahead and you're like, what is that? And you just keep moving closer, closer, closer. And you realize as you get closer, it's a being. And the closer you get to it, you realize, oh my gosh, that's you. You see yourself there out in the future, just on this beam of light somewhere in the future. And as you get closer to your future self, they turn around and they smile. And they're so happy to see you, and you greet each other. So just do that now, greet each other. Nice. And then for the next few moments, you are going to have a conversation with your future self about where you are and what you've achieved and how that's come about, and just let that future self fill you with a whole bunch of information. Just be open and ask the questions. What was that like? How did we get there? What did we have to overcome? Oh my gosh. Just spend some time now with future self, having that conversation. There may be a part of you that's questioning this and doubting it. You just push those energies away. Those are just energy thoughts, sabotaging thoughts. Just come back to the task at hand. You're having a conversation with your future self. Really see your future self. See how you've grown and changed. Notice how there's a happiness about you. There's something there, an aliveness that is just really inviting. So notice what they have to say. Ask the questions. I'll shut up for a while and let you guys have your conversation. Get some details about what's happened, how you got there, what that current status is, what you've achieved, what you are achieving in that future state. And it may surprise you. It may surprise you. So I'm going to invite you just to start wrapping up now, finishing your conversation, thanking your future self. And hopefully this isn't going to be the last time you two have this conversation, that you two greet and have a dialogue about what's coming up. For now, though, thank future self in whatever way makes sense for you. And then as you turn back, you're going to face back to your physical form and just make your way back through this beam of light, coming all the way back here. Eventually your awareness back in your chest. You might feel a little bit of weird physical stuff when that happens. Take some deeper breaths. Just feel yourself back in your body, here in this space, in this time. Good. And then either when you're ready, let me give you the instructions before you open your eyes. When you're ready, you're going to document what just came out of that conversation. You can use your workbook if you've got that there, you've downloaded it or printed it, or you can simply address the questions on the screen. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So I invite you now just to take the next few minutes to capture the highlights of that conversation, all of the things that you learned from future self in terms of what you're doing, some of the things that you overcame to get there, maybe some of the challenges if those were discussed, anything that makes sense. So where you were, was there anyone else that was around that you saw that was there supporting you? What did it feel like? So all of that stuff. So take the next few moments to do that, please. Writing everything down that you recall. And this can just be bullet points, or it can be in prose if that makes more sense. Maybe there was something that surprised you. Make sure to document that. Just capturing as much as you can. So I'm going to invite you just to begin to wrap up the thought that you're currently on. You'll have some more time to work on this if you haven't been able to fully capture everything. And other things may come back into your memory too that aren't quite there on your return here. So just wrapping up. Beautiful. And then we're going to take a moment just to open it up and to exchange and share what you came up with. What was that information that the future self shared with you? So we'll do that here, and then I'll invite you to go into the forum, the community there, and share in there as well some of the highlights, because in that sharing together, this is where we're going to start to support each other even more and build a little bit of a sense of community as well. So let's open it up now for anyone who's ready to share. You can just use the hand raise icon and let's hear from you.